Hi there everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to my channel. Amongst other things, I'm a reenactor and a jouster, and if you've been with the channel for a while then you'll know that my new armour has arrived. It took me a while after it had arrived to actually be able to try it on, because I can't actually get it all on by myself. I need help. A few commenters asked the really great question, is it possible to have a heavy armour, like a late 15th century plate armour that you can put on yourself? This is something that you do see in things like Dungeons and Dragons and in fantasy stories, even historical stories, knights putting on their armour. And the question was, is that possible? The answer is definitely going to be that it's all depends on the context. You definitely could design an armour to do this sort of thing and to be able to put it on yourself, but it's not possible with every armour. This video is a collaboration with Robbie McSweeney, who has a YouTube channel where he does some artistic redesigns of various things, or even just artistic designs of armour, using his historical know-how and his understanding of historical martial arts. So go and check out his design. In fact, here it is. I asked Robbie if he would be interested in collaborating with me, and this is his great design for an armour that could be put on without needing any help. So do go and check out his video and find out his thoughts and why he's done those designs. As you can see from the start here, I'm just putting on my leg armour as normal. And I'm also timing this to see how long it actually takes me to put this armour on as well. So the leg armour is going on as usual. You can do this easily without any help. And you see this in art. So when I was thinking about what would be possible, I had a look at some pieces of medieval art that I'll share with you now. Now this guy is great. He's got some swanky looking boots there to protect his greaves. There's some weird stuff going on with his legs, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. But you can see he's got the full leg armour. He's got a mail shirt, although it might be a skirt and sleeves, we're not sure. A cuirass. He's got some vambraces underneath the sleeves, and some kind of aventail as well to go with his helmet. This guy has a similar deal going on. I think his breastplate is probably, it might be a brigandine with a placard attached over the top, or it might be a breastplate with a coat being worn between the placard and the breastplate. It's hard to say, but he's got a sallet with a visor and a mail standard instead of the aventail. And here we got another couple of guys. One of them is wearing full arm armour, but someone else is just relying on mail sleeves again. And this is kind of where the design for this armour that I'm trying on now has come from. This idea that using mail sleeves to protect the arms, and trying to put as much plate on that you can easily put on by yourself otherwise. It's worth saying now as well that I also designed this armour as an art video as well, just showing all of the process of drawing it, and I recorded all of my thoughts as I was doing it. Unfortunately, I managed to lose more than half of the footage, which was somewhat frustrating, certainly at the time. But here's a little bit of that. So you can see that just like the images that I've shown so far, we've got full leg armour. I've done sabatons. You don't need to have sabatons, but you can, and why not? You could have male sabatons if you wanted to. In England, they don't seem to have been as used as plate sabatons, but they were in use throughout the late 15th century, for sure, in Europe. So we've got the leg armour. I've gone for plain. I like plain leg armour. I don't like it too busy. I think that the shapes of the greaves and things like that are beautiful enough anyway. You don't need anything else. And also you don't really want spiky wings on the back of your legs. It's a good way of ripping someone's dress. Anyway, so the leg armour goes on as normal, and then we can put on a male shirt. Now in my case, as you can see, me putting it on myself, I've got a male standard, which is the collar, and I'm actually doing it up at the front, and then I'm going to twist it round. Now what I would do if I was making this kit completely fresh, and if I had the budget for it, then I would have a tailored male shirt with an integrated standard. So the standard would be part of the shirt, and then you wouldn't risk getting any gaps or anything there. And it would be possible to actually have the join at the front if you have enough overlap, and you could even have a hinge joint. So my male standard uses straps, which don't add any protective qualities, but you can actually have a hinge with a removable pin, which makes the front of the standard more solid. And that is something that we do see in period art. And you can see me putting the male shirt on. This is unwieldy. This is my brother's male shirt, and he is a different size to me. And this isn't even a tailored one anyway, but it is too big for me for sure, and it's not very well tailored, and that will cause a problem later on. But anyway, thank you, brother, for lending me your shirt for this. You don't realise that you did, and now you do. Okay, so now the aim is, we've got the male shirt, it's got the long sleeves, so that's covering the torso and all of that, but we're going to add some extra plate over the top. Now in my drawing you can see that I've actually got a coat underneath the breastplate as well. I don't have a coat with me at the moment, so that's not part of what I'm putting on, but I like the layered look of the coat. We see it in one of the pieces of art that I'm basing this on, but not in the other one, so yeah, it's a personal choice thing. So you can see that I'm actually putting this breastplate on kind of okay. A lot of it is by feel. You can see that it's not as quick as if I did have someone to just do up that buckle, right? I need to feel around, and in a minute it's going to cause a bigger problem, because, did I mention, this male shirt doesn't fit me, and so when I try and do up the breastplate at the side, the extra folds of mail kind of stick out the side, and I can't see it to jam it into the breastplate. Now this is something that I definitely would be able to do if there wasn't quite so much mail under my arm. I actually disappeared at that point to see if I could solve it with a mirror, but I couldn't. So we're just going to imagine that I actually managed to do it, and we'll carry on putting the armour on. It actually took me a bit longer to struggle with that, and I ended up just giving up. So I've cut that little bit out just because I think it would be important to think about how long it would take to put this armour on. Apparently in D&D, if you're going to put on plate armour, it takes you 4 minutes. As you can see, we're already longer than that. But anyway, this should give you some idea. The sallet has gone on quickly. You could buckle it under your chin. You don't have to. It works pretty well, even without. And then I've put my mitten gauntlets on as well. And that gives pretty good protection everywhere. Obviously mail isn't as good as plate in many ways, but we mustn't look on mail as a useless protection. For thousands of years, people just used mail as protection, so it must have been okay for a lot of uses. So that took me around about 10 minutes to put that on. Now I'm taking off the mail shirt, and we'll just I'll show you that it is possible to do up the breastplate by yourself, even though I didn't manage to do it with that mail shirt on. By the way, if you would like to help me make these videos, then you can always like, share, subscribe. If you wanted to help a little bit more, then my Patreon is linked down below. And I'd just like to say a big thank you to my night level patrons, Sirloin de Boeuf and Robert Henry Ilston. Thank you guys. And all my patrons, all my followers, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. Leave a comment. Help the channel grow. You know, the algorithm loves comments. Anyway, yeah, you can see it is fiddly with this setup to do the buckles that close under the arm, and that's kind of what is the problem with putting on plate armor. Is it's the angles of things. Nothing is particularly difficult, but the angle of things when you're using your own arms to do it does cause problems. There are some types of breastplate where it is easier. There's some German breastplates actually don't have buckles under the arms. They instead have the buckles on the shoulders, and then they have a belt that goes around the middle. So if the belt does up at the front or at the side, then it's easy enough to put that on. You can see there that I have been able to put that do that up. So there we go. All of this is possible as long as your mail shirt fits you well enough, although mine doesn't. Well, what do you think, guys? Do you like this? Is this the kind of armor that you would wear? Is it heavy enough? You know, the brief was design a heavy plate armor that someone could put on by themselves. Have I met the brief? What do you think? Do leave me a comment down below. Do like and share if this is the kind of thing that you would like to see more of. And don't forget to check out Robbie's video as well.